You know, Diddy bought his son a Bentley. Maybe, you know, he could buy you one also while you're
He
out.
got me a Lamborghini. It's,
Oh, well, that's nice.
I haven't gotten it yet, though.
Yeah, I know. When is that coming, that Lamborghini? We talked about this last
He
time.
had the Lamborghini for a day or two, and he had access to the house, and he knows better than to be talking about the things that he does with Big Brother Puff on national television.
Joe Rogan sat quietly in the studio. His guests were gone, the lights dimmed just a little, and the usual excitement that filled his voice was replaced by something much heavier. This wasn't a show about sports, science, or wild conspiracies. This was something that had shaken him to his core. You ever see something that just makes you stop everything? He asked, staring into the camera. That's what happened to me. It all started with a post, a simple Instagram message from Justin Bieber. Joe had seen posts from Bieber before, but this one was different. It was raw, honest, painful. Bieber wasn't promoting music. He was talking about his past, about how fame at a young age changed everything, and about how one person, Diddy, had a bigger role in that story than most people ever knew.
Because I think if a victim comes out against Usher, it'll show how egregious this shit is. Because if he can be a predator, then anybody can be a predator.
Can't smile in your face the whole time.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, people look at Usher, they don't see that. They're not seeing the victim. They're not seeing that boy that got rushed to the hospital. They're not seeing what the intentions was in his heart when he took Justin Bieber there.
Oh.
Let's be honest. He took Justin Bieber there. Diddy had been trying to get to Bieber for a minute. And his management was backing him off. But it wasn't until Usher took over management and had guardianship and gave temporary guardianship to the diddler for 48 hours. Think about that.
Flown out to Atlanta by a manager. His name's Scooter Braun. Flown out to Atlanta just to meet with him and meet different producers and different people. I was actually going to meet Jermaine Dupri at his studio. And who rolls up? Usher in his Range Rover. Rolls up, and I was like, "Is that who I think it is?" And Scooter was like, "Yeah." And so I ran up to him and I was like, Usher, I love your songs. You want me to sing you one? And he was like, let's just go inside, little buddy. It's cold out. So the politest possible way he could say no, he did. And I was like, wow, he just turned me down. And I was a little disappointed. He had to go into a studio session, so I was like, whatever. And a week later, he actually watched my videos with my manager. And was like, oh my gosh, why didn't I let him sing? So flew me back to Atlanta where I got to meet him again. And he wanted to sign me. But there was something else.
Justin Timberlake, right?
Yes, Justin Timberlake also wanted to sign me. It was like kind of like, what happened was Justin Timberlake and Usher both went into a ring and boxed it out. And the outcome was Usher. I think it was a TKO.
So check this out, yo. Justin, you ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, like, you know, where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. You know, I have been given custody of him. You know, he signed to Usher.
Signed to Usher.
I had legal guardianship of Usher when you know he did his first album. I did Usher's first album. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So
as Joe read the post, he felt his heart drop. It's like looking back through someone's memories and realizing all the parts they couldn't say before, he explained. Bieber had shared how lost he felt, how confused and how hard it was to grow up under constant control. This wasn't just about music, Joe said. This was about a kid trying to survive in a world that moves way too fast. Joe's voice was slow and careful. He was 15. 15, he repeated. Most kids that age are trying to get through high school. Justin was being handed over to people with way too much power. One of those people was Diddy. At the time, many saw it as a big opportunity. But looking back, Joe couldn't help but feel like it was all wrong.
What's going on with you guys? Are you working together?
I'm not. I mean, I think that we've become friends in a strange way, you know?
Like Robin Big.
Yeah, it's like, exactly.
I'm Big and you're Robin.
Yeah. No, I mean, to a lot of us, he's like a little brother. You know what I'm saying? He's not afraid to call and ask for advice. He's somebody that, in the industry-wise, the record industry is a strong family, and he's somebody that, you know, we definitely have our arms around, and we want to protect him because he's such genuinely a nice person besides his talent. You know what I'm saying? He's one of the greatest kids that you could ever know. What's up, man? You good?
I'm good. How are you?
All right, young brother, everything's good?
Everything's
Selling
great.
out arenas and everything?
Yeah.
Starting to act different, huh? You ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
Well, I mean, you haven't. I mean, you try to get in contact with me, you know, through all my, partners and whatnot. Mm-hmm. But you never really got my number, so.
Correct. Okay.
My number?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you my number.
Yeah.
It's 555.
Yes. Okay.
5555.
Okay. 55. You heard that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So many horrific accusations, though, involving young singers, like children.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
It's insane.
He makes R. Kelly look like a decent guy.
Yeah.
It's so crazy.
It is crazy. And meanwhile, the guy was like hanging out with Oprah, hanging out with Obama.
Jay-Z,
Everybody.
I'm sure the Clintons were there at some point.
Maybe Bill.
I watched a clip, Joe continued. Diddy talking about Justin like it was just another business deal, like he owned his time, his future. I couldn't believe it. Joe paused the clip on his show and stared at the still frame. He said it was a dream for Justin, but dreams aren't supposed to hurt. What really hit Joe was a letter. It was written by Justin when he was just a teenager. The letter asked to go home. He said he felt tired, overwhelmed, and just wanted a break. I miss my mom, the letter said. Joe's eyes welled up as he read it. That line just crushed me, he said softly. Because it's real. It's not a headline. It's a kid crying out. As more details came out, Joe saw just how deep it went. There were schedules packed from sunrise to late night, travel plans made without parents, and events that didn't feel safe or normal. It's like he wasn't even a person to them, Joe said, just a product. Joe dug into documents trying to understand how this could happen. There were no clear contracts giving full control, he said, but it still happened. They found ways around the rules. Joe looked frustrated, not angry, just disappointed. The people who were supposed to protect him didn't. He also found a video, quiet, shaky footage from a hallway. It showed Justin late at night, walking with two assistants. It wasn't a concert, it wasn't a party, it was 3 a.m. and he looked scared, Joe said. Why was he even up at that hour? Why wasn't someone saying, go to bed, you're just a kid? As Joe shared more, he couldn't stop thinking about his own kids. If my child was put through this, man, I can't even finish that sentence. He said, it's not about fame, it's about growing up with peace, with love, with people who care more about you than your next hit song.
And then you have them come to audition for you, right?
Actually, with a few people. My wife at the time.
Right.
It also was Perry Reed, L.A. Reid's first wife.
You were all sitting in a room somewhere.
We were in a room.
Yeah.
And I showed her the video. And Perry says, are you crazy? You better get down there and meet this kid right now. He's amazing.
When all these dick pics come out and all this stuff with Bieber's big penis, are you the mastermind behind that? Say, listen, show off your big penis and people will come to those concerts. Or are you sitting there?
Is that the kind of managing he's doing?
Usher, are you sitting down with him and saying, yeah, show your or leave it in your pants? I mean, do you sit him down and say, look, part of this is PR, man.
By the way, he does have a brain of his own.
Yeah, but were you shocked at the size of his penis?
Hey, listen, he has a mind of his own. What he chose to do with his penis is his prerogative. He's managing that aspect of his life.
But Usher is somebody...
I have nothing to do with Justin Bieber's private parts, man.
And good luck when you're older. You know, Justin Bieber had a post the other day on his Instagram talking about all the drugs that he did when he was younger and how much it fucked him up. And now he's got a relationship with the Lord and he's got, he's married and he's trying to be a normal person.
Yeah.
But he's struggling with the fact that he was insanely famous when he was a kid.
We had seen these videos of Justin Bieber being handed over to him at age 15. Great job. Great job. For his weekend with Diddy camp. I mean, we don't know, but it certainly looks like Justin Bieber is still suffering the fallout from whatever happened to him as he was coming up the ranks of the music world, it really doesn't seem worth it. I mean, I'd love to hear more from his camp about what's real, because it's clear he's suffering. We just don't know from what. And what mother out there would give her 15-year-old boy over to a grown man who's in the rap industry for a weekend with Diddy camp without other adult supervision?
The you of then was on a path of self-destruction. Oh, for sure. Yeah, I would have, for sure. 100%. Yeah. It would have been no bueno. It was bad. I don't know if I'd be alive, for sure. It was dark. So I'm very, very grateful to have influences in my life that have played a huge part in me seeing their relationship with Jesus and their relationship with their wives and their relationship with their kids and saying that's what I want. But I want to definitely tell my story so that if that resonates to anybody, that they can hopefully. But yeah, just protecting those moments, because people take for granted encounters. And
months ago, I was really struggling mentally and emotionally, and just there were so many things that were adding up, and I wasn't able to enjoy any of the things that I own.
That stuff's not gonna matter to you.
None of the actual things did anything, because I was so hurt and I was so confused and I was so sick, and there was all these things, and I was like, I can't, there's like, you just can't, like you said, you can't enjoy the actual physical, tangible, like, things that money offers, right?
He did an interview back in 2020 with Zane Lowe. I think this was on Apple Music. And he was speaking about another young artist that was coming up, Billie Eilish, and Eilish. And he was basically speaking about how he wanted to protect her because she was now another young person, a rising artist in the industry. And sort of out of nowhere, he became quite overcome with emotion. Anyways, I want to also just show you this montage. This is a montage that was shared by Evie Magazine. They do great work on their TikTok of Justin Bieber, again, just 15 years old, in Hollywood, surrounded by a bunch of adults. And you let me know if any of this registers to you as normal. Take a listen.
Wow! I feel violated right now. Wow.
Lean into me again. You smell amazing. How old are you?
Thank you.
How old are you?
I'm 16. I'll be 17 in like 2 weeks.
I don't ever remember smelling that good at 16. Like that was bad.
Yeah.
Wow, look at your eyes. Look at what a beautiful face. All right, now it's time to...
Joe got calls and messages from others in the industry, people who had similar stories, artists who had also been moved around, pressured, isolated. They all said the same thing, Joe explained. It started with a dream, but they felt more like prisoners than performers. By the second hour of the show, things were changing. Sponsors started pulling support from Diddy. Music platforms reviewed old content. Even companies that once praised him were stepping back. The truth finally caught up, Joe said. And not because people were angry, but because they were heartbroken. Joe brought up a report from a therapist who worked with Justin during his early years. It spoke of anxiety, fear, and exhaustion. This isn't just emotional, this is medical, Joe pointed out. He wasn't just sad, he was unwell. Then Joe turned to the camera and said something powerful. If you work in this industry and you saw something, say something. Don't wait. Don't let silence be the reason another kid goes through this. His message was simple: protect the young artists, listen to them. Don't let fame be a trap. He asked for change, real change, contracts that include mental health checks, clear communication between artists, parents, and teams. And for heaven's sake, he added, let them rest. Let them be kids. Joe made a promise too. Every cent this video makes is going to help kids in the industry. They deserve better. His voice cracked again. They need someone in their corner. Before ending the show, Joe read the final line from Justin's note one more time. I just want to go home. Joe repeated it slowly. That's what this is all about: home, safety, love. And with that, the episode ended, but the conversation had just begun.